Prime Minister, following COP26, will our climate change commitments become firm red lines in order to trade deals?
Forgive me. Sorry, Darren. Our climate change commitments...
Will they become firm red lines
Yes.
in future trade deals?
They are commitments that we will certainly be keeping, and we lead the world. One of the reasons we were able to make, I think, a big positive impact at COP26 was because we stick to these commitments, and we've made significant reductions in CO2. So what we say to our friends and partners is that these matter to us. So when it comes to, for instance, Australia.
On the Australia trade deal, Prime Minister, I asked you on Monday and you didn't answer the question. We dropped our climate change commitments in that trade deal in order to get it across the line. Do you regret that?
As far as I know,
No, we did, Prime Minister.
Our trade deal with Australia actually includes a substantive chapter on climate change, which reaffirms the commitments of both parties to upholding our obligations under the Paris Agreement, including limiting global warming to 1.5
Thank you, Prime
degrees.
Minister.
And Australia. So I must humbly correct you there.
No.
Australia has
Prime Minister, my
made
question's not on Australia's climate change commitments.
I'm not here as a spokesman for the Australian government.
I understand, which is why I don't want you to answer for them, but answer
there was an agreement in our free trade deal about climate change.
I'm going to move on. Will you give the Department for Levelling Up Housing in Communities the power to block decisions such as new coal mines in the UK?
These are matters that are already for the relevant planning authority.
I'm asking if after COP26 you'll give new powers to the department to block these things.
I think that these are already matters for the relevant planning authority.
So nothing will change?
And I think that what people can see is that this government leads the world in moving away from coal, and actually what you got at COP26 was quite a remarkable and historic event, as Greenpeace themselves.
Thank you, Prime Minister. The reason I asked the question is
because
because
we're moving beyond coal.
We're not blocking a new coal mine in the UK, albeit for the steel industry. But instead of helping the steel industry move away from coal, we're facilitating a new coal mine. And it was cited at COP26 that undermined what we were trying to deliver at COP26, when there was progress, but not sufficient progress on coal. Do you not think our actions undermined our ambitions?
No, I think on the contrary. I think what happened was that our actions convinced the world that it could be done. And what we had in the United Kingdom was an incredible exemplar of a country that used to be 80% dependent on coal for our electricity 50 years ago, is now less than 1% dependent, or 1 or 2% dependent on coal, and will go to zero. And we're going to zero carbon in our whole power generation system. It's a quite astonishing thing.
Thank you, Prime Minister.
People could see that, and that was the most powerful
Prime Minister,
argument that we had.
We're short on time, so I just need to stick to my questions, if that's okay. The next question is on climate aid. It's been suggested that in order to meet our climate aid commitments at COP26, the Foreign Office will need to spend on average £2.3 billion a year, which is an increase of 140% based on previous figures on climate aid. That was not in the budget from the Chancellor recently. When will the Chancellor update the House on our increased climate aid commitments?
Darren, Mr. Jones, I don't recognise your figures. The ones I have in my head are that we've committed to another 11.6 billion pounds of climate aid, or aid to developing countries to go green. We further said that when we go back to 0.7, which the Chancellor's budget predicts we will go back to by 24-25, we'll have a further £1 billion. So that's a £12.6 billion commitment from the UK around the world. That's an astonishing sum of money, and I think most people in this country think that they should. I think are amazed that we're making such a contribution, and we're doing it because we know it's the right thing to do.
Thank you, Prime Minister. Maybe we can confirm the figures in writing afterwards. It's been reported that you're minded to split up the Business, Energy and Industrial Strategy Department to give the COP President Alex Sharma his own Energy and Climate Change Department. When I asked the Business Secretary about this yesterday, he disagreed. What's happening?
We have no such plans, and I think that it's one of the great things about COP26 was that we brought business.
That's fine. If there's no such plans, that answers my question. Thank you.